Hello boys and girls, we are back again for another video. It's our Euro 2020 predictions. Group stage to round of 16 to quarterfinals, semi-finals, all the way to the final, you name it. We're going to pick the winner, top player, you know, best player, you name it. All of that stuff is going to be contributed in today's video. So going to start it off with, obviously there's 6 groups and 24 teams. You know, it's going to be, for I believe at least 6 weeks, I'm going to be using Tournament Predictor right here for the official Euro 2020 website. Link in the description down below if for anyone who wants to play the game, predict who's going to finish where in the group and who's going to win the Euro. So yeah, there'll be a link in the description down below, and yeah, let's get straight on with it. So as you can see here, we've got Group A, Group C, and the rest of the other groups down the bottom of this page. You know what I'm saying? As you can see down here, we got Group D, E, and F as well from the 6 groups. So kicking it off with Group A, Switzerland, Turkey, Wales, and Italy. A very, very difficult group. A very difficult group indeed. Now, obviously, I'll be honest right now. I think Italy are going to be favourites to top this group. Their form has been pretty good coming into the Euros as well. You know, a few wins and a few draws, undefeated in the last 5. So yeah, very optimistic. I mean, they've got some real class and, you know, and quality throughout the team. Ferrate, Jorginho, Emerson, I can go on and on, you know what I'm saying? Leonardo Bonucci, Chiellini, Donnarumma. I mean, they're going to be unstoppable. Second place, I'm going to go with a bit of a shocker right here in that as well. I'm going to go with Turkey. I personally think they're going to surprise a few people. You know, they've got Sayuncu, who's been very good defensively for the last couple of years when playing for Leicester and for his country. Çalhanoğlu as well. You know, I think they're going to shock a few. You know, their form's been pretty good as well. They've won quite a few games. They've been very consistent going into this tournament. So they're going to surprise a few people. They might do bits in this tournament, honestly. And third place, I'm going to go with Switzerland. You know, Xhaka, Shaqiri, experience of them quality players are going to be so key and vital in this tournament. I can't see them not qualifying, because if you think, you know, there obviously are 6 groups, but for those who don't know, 4 of them teams that finished third out of them 6 groups also qualify as well. So I personally think Switzerland are going to be one of them teams. A bit of a spoiler there as well, and I'm going to go with Wales. Personally, the last time they were in the tournament, I mean, they didn't really, I mean, they did pretty well. They did really well, got to the semi-finals, but, you know, about 4 years later, 5 years actually since the last Euros, players are a little bit older. You know, they're going to be motivated to do well again after getting that far, you know, with the quality of the players and the team. You know, Gareth Bale and Ramsey. They've got a few new faces and that, such as Daniel James and Harry Wilson, who didn't feature in the last tournament, so maybe they may shine. But you look at the teams in that group, I don't think Wales are going to be strong enough to compete with them. Moving on to Group B, Russia, Belgium, Denmark, and Finland. I mean, Denmark have got Eriksen, Vestergaard, Kasper Schmeichel. I think Denmark personally are going to come second in this group. You know, I think they're going to give it a go, and I think they know if they finish second, they're more likely to get a good team in the round of 16, possibly progressing on further into the tournament if they win that game as well. And I'll get onto that in a bit. Top of the group, Belgium, hands down. Mertens, Hazard, Benteke's been on a bit of form as well. Lukaku's been doing superbly for Inter Milan, obviously winning the title with them as well. At the back, Alvaro and that. Meunier. I mean, honestly, Belgium are going to be unstoppable. It wouldn't even surprise me if they get as far as the final. Who knows? But yeah, they're going to definitely top that group yet again. They always top their group. They've got a very good record in the Euros as well and in major tournaments. Third place, I'm going to go with Russia. Obviously, the former World Cup host of 2018, but I don't think they're going to have it. You know, they did pretty well. I mean, they got to the quarterfinals. You know, I think they knocked Spain out in the last, the round of 16. Who knows what they're going to do? Who knows what Russia got up their sleeves in that. Fourth place, Finland. I mean, it's their first ever major tournament. First ever major tournament they qualify for. Good for them, do you know what I'm saying? The only player that's a bit of a threat is Pukki. Is he gonna, I mean, he's a championship player for God's sake. Plays for Norwich, obviously they've been promoted, but real talk, I really don't think they're gonna have what it takes to win the tournament or even get out of their group, for God's sake. Group C, Austria, North Macedonia. This is their first ever tournament they've qualified for as well, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. Ukraine and the Netherlands. Obviously, the Dutch have no Van Dijk, but they've got other good players. Wijnaldum, Depay, De Ligt. Austria, you know, they've got Alaba and Arnautovic. I'm going to go with the Dutch. I think they'll top the group. You know, they're back. They failed to qualify for the last tournament and obviously the World Cup as well, or the last Euros, I should say. For the last couple major tournaments, failed to qualify. They had a real downward spiral, the purple patch as well. Second, I'm going to go with Austria. I think they're going to surprise us in this group as well, for God's sake. I'm going to go with Austria. I think they're going to be well up for this tournament. Didn't do too well in the last tournament. I believe they finished rock bottom of their group in Euro 2016, so they're going to sort of, you know, want to redeem themselves a bit and work their socks off and just, you know, put in a bit of extra effort in this tournament to try and get out of the group. I personally think they'll do it. And I'm going to go with North Macedonia to finish third. Now, it's their first major tournament. They're going to be major underdogs. But don't forget, these lot beat Germany a few months back at their ground in a friendly before the Euros. This is back in March, about 3-4 months ago, something like that. So, you know, they're no underdogs. I personally think they're gonna be up for it. They're going to be a difficult opposition to face. Could be enough for Iceland, you know what I'm saying? When they first came into the tournament, people didn't give them a chance. Be careful, you got to watch out for them. In the bottom, Ukraine. I don't think they're going to have what it takes to get out of the group. I don't think this is their year. Group D, Scotland, England, Croatia, and Czech Republic. I'm going to be optimistic. I'm going to put England top of the... Actually, no, I'm not. I think Croatia are going to finish top. I want us to finish second. I think we will finish second because the reason is... I'm looking at the group of death over here, which I'm going to get onto later. If we finish top, we're going to end up playing someone like Germany, Portugal, or France, whoever finishes top of the group. That's the worry. However, if we finish second, we could potentially be playing somebody else. I believe it's either probably going to be Austria or maybe Denmark, teams like that, Switzerland, Turkey, etc., depending on where they finish in the groups. We'll both get 7 points each. Look at Croatia, they've got Modric, Rakitic, you know, Perovic, Mandzukic as well. Both teams are going to finish on this, well, you know, we'll win 2 and draw 1 game, so it'll be 7 points each in that. So yeah, I think Croatia will have the better goal difference and we'll finish second. I mean, look at our squad. I mean, we've got a very young squad. Harry Kane, you know, Raheem Sterling, Rashford, Grealish, Mason Mount, Phil Foden. No Trent Alexander-Arnold. Bit of a shame. You know, he would have been good at going forward as a right back, or as a wing back more like if we had a back 5, but we're not going to go with that formation. In defence, you've got Harry Maguire, Sterling, Reece James, Carl Walker, experienced players, a few Champions League winners and that now and there. Jordan Henderson as well, most likely to be one of our captains. So yeah, I mean, it's going to be tight, but I think second will take, and it will be for a good purpose. Trust me, we want to progress and try and win the tournament. Moving on to third and fourth, I'm going to go with Scotland finishing rock bottom. It's their first tournament in a while, for ages. I can't even remember the last time these got in the tournament. I don't think they're going to have a chance. Do you know what I'm saying? I think their squad is too weak. They'll be up for the England game, definitely. That's at Wembley Stadium, I believe, as well. So it's a lot. A lot of people. Well, the team are going to be up for that. The fans are going to be up for it. So you got to really just put that into consideration, how tight and intense that game's going to be. At third place, I'm going to go with Czech Republic. Don't really know much about them, but you know, I mean, the last time we played them, we demolished them 5-0. So we should be able to beat Czech Republic in our group. Group E: Poland, Spain, and Sweden, and Slovakia. Slovakia, I mean, the only players I think I know are Hamšík and a couple others as well in the team. I know they didn't do that bad in the last tournament. If the Euros, we were in the same group as them last time, but you know, I mean, they got to the round of 16. I think got knocked out by Germany 3-0. So, you know, I personally think these lot are going to finish fourth, bottom of the group. Poland will top this group. Lewandowski, you know, 41 goals in the Bundesliga, 50 plus this season in all competitions. There's no stopping Poland. I think he'll personally be one of the best players in the tournament, possibly the top scorer as well. Spain, I'm gonna do a shock prediction. I'm gonna go Spain to finish third. I think their squad personally it's too weak. It's generally too weak. I mean, they got Man United favourite David De Gea, for God's sake, who somehow managed to get in the squad after that mare of a final we had against Villarreal. I personally think he deliberately let all them penalties in because he wanted them to win it. I mean, there's no Ramos, no Diego Costa, Lucas Vazquez, Carvajal's out injured. None of the Real Madrid players who play for Spain are in the squad. Probably get out of their group, but just about. I personally think they're going to have a real rough tournament. Second place, even though they haven't got Ibrahimovic, I'm going to go with Sweden. I think defensively they're very good, and their game management as a team, especially from their manager as well, is very organised, very steady, very composed. I think they're going to be very difficult to beat. They didn't have that bad of a World Cup, got to the quarterfinals when they obviously lost to us. So, you know, I think they're going to be real difficult. Even without Ibrahimovic, I think defensively, you know, if you go a goal down to them, it's going to be a long afternoon. You ain't coming back from that. And last but not least, the group of death. Before we do the third place teams, the 4 teams that are going to finish third that I've predicted in the groups. So let's go on to the group of death quickly. Portugal, France, Germany, and Hungary. Well, Hungary have no chance getting out of this group, so they're definitely going to go fourth. No chance at all. If they even get out of this group, by whether it's finishing third or even top, I'll be amazed. They topped their last group actually in the Euros, and then they just get rewarded by being in the same group as Portugal, France, and Germany. I mean, Germany, Gnabry, Sane, Werner, who else is in that team? Kai Havertz, Neuer, Toni Kroos. France, Griezmann, Pogba, the World Cup winners, France I should say, Griezmann, Pogba, Kylian Mbappe, one of my favourite players. Portugal, Fernandes, Patricio, Ruben Neves, Moutinho, Ronaldo, probably going to be his last ever Euros, and next year is probably going to be his last World Cup as well. I'm going to go for a bit of a shock here. I personally think it's going to be Germany finishing third, Portugal finishing second, and France finishing top. End of. That simple. I think it's just going to be that tight, this tournament, honestly. Now, I've got to pick 4 of the best third place teams. Right. Switzerland, I'm going to go with. I'm going to go with Spain, Germany, and I'm going to go for a shock here. I'm going to go with Czech Republic. I don't think North Macedonia and Russia are going to be able to compete with these teams. Alright, so as you can see here, we've got the knockout stages. To speed things up a bit, I sort of cheekily did behind the scenes the round of 16 of my quarterfinal predictions. So with the round of 16, Belgium against Spain, I thought Belgium were going to win that hands down. Italy for Austria, I predicted Italy. France to definitely thrash Switzerland. We play Sweden again and get another knockout game in a major tournament. I said optimistically we would beat Sweden. Poland versus Czech Republic. Poland would go through with Lewandowski, scoring a couple goals in that game. I personally think that's what will happen at least. Portugal to beat Croatia. Germany to beat the Netherlands. It will be a very tight game, that. But, I think Germany will come on top of the squad they have compared to the Netherlands. If the Dutch did have Van Dijk, then I'd say something else otherwise. Turkey against Denmark. I did say Turkey would get a bit further than people anticipated in this tournament, which is why I predicted them to beat Denmark. I don't think Denmark were going to be good enough to get through to the quarterfinals as a unit, as a team with the squad they have getting on a bit. The quarterfinals, Belgium playing Italy. I predicted Belgium to beat Italy. I think Lukaku and Hazard, Mertens are too good to match compared to Italy's team and that as well. England against France. I think France will beat us. Look at their squad, the experience. I mean, they're world champions, for God's sake, or World Cup winners. I don't think our squad's ready yet. I think our squad's too young. Some players are a bit inexperienced. Some players just haven't got in them to win the tournament. I just think it's going to be another learning curve for us for this tournament. So yeah, I think France are going to come on top. Portugal to beat Poland. I think Lewandowski will get a goal, but Portugal, if you look at the team, Fernandes, Patricio, Ruben Diaz at the back, Ronaldo. I mean, Poland aren't gonna get through before 90 minutes without losing, man, or at least conceding a goal, for God's sake. Germany to beat Turkey. Turkey will get to the quarterfinals, with their reputation of, people underestimating them and that. I think Turkey will consider it a good tournament for them to reach the quarterfinals, judging on how bad they did in the last tournament, missing out on knockout stage qualification in their group. Semi-finals, Belgium and France and Portugal and Germany. It'll be a difficult one. I think France have got the bigger squad, they've got the more experienced players, know how to win stuff, know how to win the tournaments. I think France are going to get to the final and beat Belgium. Portugal and Germany. Oh God, that is going to be hard. I think Portugal are going to have a really good tournament. They've got a better squad than the one that actually won the Euros, for God's sake. I mean, still got a few players like Pepe, Ronaldo, Davinson Sanchez. Sorry, Renato Sanchez, not Davinson Sanchez, my bad. Going forward, very positive. Bernardo Silva, Fernandes, I mean, even Ronaldo, I think he's going to have a good tournament as he always does, scoring goals. Germany, Gnabry and Sane. I mean, 2 very good competitive teams, attacking wise, defensively as well, very organised, know how to win stuff, know what it takes to mastermind getting to a final and that. So I think it's going to be, Portugal. It's going to be France, Portugal again. I generally do. I don't think, because Germany going into this tournament, I haven't really been on the brightest of form. France, Portugal final yet again. I'm going to be honest. I've got a few shocking predictions in that. People will be surprised that I predicted Portugal to get to a final, but yeah, I don't think, I think they're going to do one over Germany. So yeah, and obviously with the final right here, Portugal against France, I think France will win it. I think France are going to win the Euro 2020. The favourites, World Cup winners, I look at their team, Mbappe, Pogba, Griezmann if he's even selected, Kimpembe, their defence is absolutely solid as well. I mean, in goal, Lloris, he's not that good, but he's got all the good players in front of him going forward, attacking wise. Coman as well, they're going to be unstoppable. They're going to probably play a few games, France. They might win a game like 5-3, I don't know, 4-2 or something. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, they'll concede a few goals, but they'll score a load as well. And that's a team that is pretty good. The fact you're letting a load of goals, but can score a load as well, you know, and just play out of your skin, play world class. I mean, you basically kind of deserve to win the World Cup. Sorry, I mean the Euros, with all due respect. Man said the World Cup, bloody hell. They have won the World Cup, but I think they'll win this tournament as well, especially in the last tournament final of the Euros of 2016 that they lost, which was against Portugal. They're going to want a bit of revenge, and I think they'll get it in this final. So those are my Euro 2020 predictions. Some shockers, some surprises, some not so very surprises with all due respect, but yeah, it's going to be a very interesting tournament. I personally think it's going to be 10 times better than the last tournament. You know, I predicted France to win it. They are the favourites. We're second favourites, which I'm kind of surprised about, which is why I don't think we're going to beat France when we eventually do play them in the quarterfinals, from what I predicted there. If that did happen in real life in this tournament, but who knows. I think we are bound to play them at some point if we do get through to the knockout stages, of course, let alone even getting out of our group, for Christ's sake. So it's going to be a difficult one. It's going to be hard, it's going to be competitive, it's going to be a lot of ups and a lot of downs, players getting injured, you know, I mean, wonderful goals, a lot of penalties, some controversial VAR decisions personally. So yeah, let's bring it on. Hopefully we can win the tournament. As much as I want England to win it, I don't think our squad is good enough. I don't think our team is fully up to scratch. You know, I mean, a lot of inexperienced players in there. I've already played in a major tournament before. Some have, some haven't. I think we've only got 2 experienced players in that. We've played in quite a few tournaments back to back, so you know, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, let's give it a shot, and there'll be a few watch-alongs, a few journeys. Who knows what's going to happen? So yeah, stay tuned for that. And yeah, those are my Euro 2020 predictions. Let me know yours in the comments down below. DM me on Instagram, Snapchat, etc. You know the rest. Link in the description down below. Link in the description down below to the website. I did the predictions on the official Euro 2021 as well. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you for the England game against Croatia this Sunday. Do not go changing.